Imagine starting your day with clarity, focus, and a deep sense of purpose. The ancient Stoics believed that the way you begin your morning sets the tone for the entire day. We're diving into the philosophy of Stoicism and how its timeless wisdom can transform your mornings. Whether you're a seasoned Stoic or just looking to improve your routine, these 8 morning practices will help you cultivate resilience, gratitude, and a deeper sense of calm. Number 1. Practice negative visualization, where we explore timeless philosophies and practical wisdom for living a more resilient and meaningful life. Today we're diving into one of the core practices of Stoicism, negative visualization, or as the Stoics called it, premeditatio malorum. Now, if the idea of visualizing negative outcomes sounds strange or counterproductive, stick around. I promise it's not about being pessimistic, but about achieving greater peace and resilience. So, let's get into it. What is negative visualization? So, what exactly is negative visualization? It's a technique the ancient Stoics like Seneca and Epictetus used to prepare for life's inevitable challenges. The idea is simple. You deliberately imagine worst-case scenarios, not to dwell on them, but to reduce their emotional impact and appreciate what you already have. He robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming. Seneca. Think of it as mental rehearsal. By considering that things might go wrong, whether it's losing your job, facing illness, or even small daily frustrations, you build emotional resilience. You won't be as shocked or overwhelmed when adversity actually strikes. And here's the surprising part. It makes you more grateful for the good in your life right now. So, how does negative visualization actually work? Step 1. Take a few moments to picture a specific negative scenario. Let's say, for example, imagine you lost your phone. How would that affect you? How would you feel, and what would you need to do to recover from it? Step 2. Now, go deeper. Picture losing something bigger, your health, a close relationship, or an opportunity. How would you adapt to that? What strengths would you need to call on to navigate that situation? Step 3. Finally, after imagining these scenarios, bring your mind back to the present. Notice the relief that comes with realizing those things haven't happened. This is where gratitude naturally arises. What you have is suddenly seen in a new light. But why does this work? From a psychological perspective, negative visualization does 2 powerful things. Desensitization. By mentally rehearsing adversity, you train your brain to react with less anxiety when real challenges appear. It's like how athletes visualize success before a big game. Only here, you're training for life's inevitable setbacks. Gratitude amplifier. We often take things for granted until they're gone. By briefly imagining loss, you sharpen your awareness of how fortunate you are to still have those things. It's a quick, effective gratitude boost. So how do you actually practice this in everyday life? It's super simple. Morning reflection. Start your day with a short negative visualization exercise. Spend 5 minutes thinking about something you rely on, your health, your relationships, your job, and imagine losing it. Don't linger on the negative feelings, but use it as a reminder to appreciate that thing while you have it. Before challenges, before a big event, meeting, or decision, try visualizing how things might go wrong. This doesn't mean being defeatist, but rather mentally preparing for setbacks so that if they happen, you're calm and ready. Gratitude follow-up. Always pair this practice with gratitude. After you've imagined the loss, reflect on what you're grateful for in the present. This is the balance that keeps the Stoic practice from veering into negativity. Remember, the goal is not to live in fear of what could happen, but to become more aware of the fragile, fleeting nature of life. This awareness makes us stronger and more appreciative of what we have. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, practiced negative visualization regularly. In his meditations, he often reminded himself that he could face betrayal, illness, or even death at any moment. Yet he didn't dwell on these things with fear. He saw them as a way to stay grounded in reality and prepare his mind for anything. This wasn't about being morbid. It was about freedom, freedom from anxiety, fear, and false expectations. In our modern world, negative visualization can help us overcome stress, anxiety, and that constant feeling of wanting more. When you anticipate loss or hardship, you become less attached to things going perfectly, which in turn makes you more resilient when things go wrong. You also become more appreciative of the present. In a culture that's constantly pushing us to chase the next big thing, this Stoic practice reminds us to be grateful for what we have right now. By facing the worst in our minds, we free ourselves to live better, more fulfilling lives. The Stoics knew this centuries ago, and it's a lesson that's just as valuable today. All right, that's it for today's video on negative visualization in Stoicism. If you found this practice helpful, let me know in the comments. How do you think it could impact your life? Number 2. Meditate on death. Memento mori. Death. It's the one certainty we all share, yet many of us avoid thinking about it. But for the Stoics, death was not something to fear, but to reflect upon regularly. The practice of memento mori, or remember you must die, is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. The phrase memento mori originated in ancient Rome and served as a reminder of mortality. For the Stoics, this wasn't meant to be a source of anxiety, but a tool for living with purpose. They believed that contemplating death brings clarity, helping us recognize what truly matters and freeing us from unnecessary fears. Far from being morbid, this practice is about living well by understanding life's impermanence. Let's explore how Stoics approach the idea of death and why it can help us lead more meaningful lives. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, often reflected on the fleeting nature of life. In his letters he wrote, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time." By regularly confronting death, the Stoics believed we could become more present and appreciative of the time we have. It's about living with urgency and intent, rather than procrastinating or being consumed by trivial worries. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote extensively about death in his personal journal, Meditations. In one passage, he reminds himself that death is a natural part of life, not to be feared. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. Marcus Aurelius. To Marcus, this reflection wasn't about dreading death, but using it to make sure every moment counted. By remembering our mortality, we are reminded that our time is limited, and thus we should focus on living in accordance with our values. The Stoic meditation on death isn't about dwelling on loss, but about sharpening our sense of purpose. When we remember that life is finite, we become more mindful of how we spend our days. By accepting death, we free ourselves from the fear of the unknown. It helps us live with gratitude and focus on the present moment, rather than worrying about the future. So how can we apply memento mori in our modern lives? Some Stoics would carry symbols, like a skull or an hourglass, to remind them of death's approach. In today's world, this could be a simple meditation, a daily journal prompt, or just a moment of reflection. Take a moment each day to reflect. Am I living in alignment with my values? Am I spending time on what truly matters? This practice keeps us grounded and ensures that when death comes, we have no regrets. Memento mori is a powerful reminder that death is not the enemy. It is, in fact, a guide to living well. By accepting that our time is limited, we unlock the freedom to live with purpose, courage, and gratitude. So remember, life is short. Let's make it count. Until next time, live with intention and embrace the moment. Number 3. Set your intentions for the day. Every day we wake up to a world full of chaos, distractions, and challenges. But as Stoics, we believe that the path to inner peace begins before the day even starts. It begins with setting your intentions. In Stoicism, the early hours are seen as a critical time to prepare for the day. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, would reflect in his journal every morning, setting his focus on virtues like patience, discipline, and resilience. He wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Start with self-reflection. Ask yourself, what do I want to achieve today? What kind of person do I want to be? This isn't just about checking off a to-do list. It's about living in alignment with your core values. Seneca reminds us, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Preparing your mind for the day's challenges puts you in control. The Stoics teach us that we can't control external events, but we can control how we respond to them. When setting intentions, think about the Stoic virtues. Wisdom, seek to make good decisions. Courage, act with bravery in the face of adversity. Justice, be fair and kind to others. Temperance, practice self-control and moderation. By aligning your intentions with these virtues, you set yourself up for a day that is rooted in purpose, regardless of what comes your way. Here are 3 practical ways to set your intentions for the day. Stoic style, morning journaling. Before you even check your phone, take 5 minutes to reflect. Write down how you want to navigate the day ahead. Affirm your virtues. As you move through the day, repeat a Stoic affirmation, "I will not be disturbed by things I cannot control." Visualize obstacles. The Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Visualize the challenges you might face today. Imagine yourself calmly overcoming them. Setting your intentions isn't just about preparing for the future, it's also about embracing the present. Epictetus teaches us, how long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? Each day is an opportunity to live fully, consciously, and with purpose. As the day unfolds, things may not go as planned. That's the nature of life. But with Stoic practice, setting intentions empowers you to handle everything with grace. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Set your intentions every morning. It's the simplest yet most powerful act you can do to align your day with the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. Like, subscribe, and remember, the only thing within your control is your mind. Make it strong. Live wisely, live courageously, live stoically. Number 4, review your virtues. Life can be full of challenges, uncertainties, and unexpected events. But in the philosophy of Stoicism, the one thing we always have control over is ourselves, our actions, reactions, and character. At the heart of Stoicism are 4 key virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These are the qualities that, when cultivated, help us live in alignment with nature and our highest potential. Today, we'll explore the Stoic practice of reviewing your virtues, an essential habit for personal growth and reflection. By regularly evaluating our actions and attitudes, we can align ourselves closer to the ideal Stoic life. What are the 4 Stoic virtues? Wisdom, a person reading, making decisions, or pondering over a difficult choice. Wisdom is the ability to discern what is good, bad, or indifferent. It's the guiding virtue that helps us make rational decisions in a world full of distractions. Courage, a warrior or someone overcoming a tough obstacle. Courage is not just about physical bravery, but facing life's challenges with strength, integrity, and perseverance, even when the odds seem against us. Justice, people helping one another, an image of fairness scales. Justice in Stoic terms is fairness. It's treating others with respect and ensuring that our actions contribute to the greater good rather than being selfish. Temperance, moderation in action, someone declining a temptation or overindulgence. Temperance is the virtue of self-control, knowing when to act and when to hold back. It's about balance in all things, emotions, desires, and impulses. In the writings of Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, we find advice to examine yourself daily. This is the essence of reviewing your virtues, a reflective practice that allows us to hold ourselves accountable. The Stoics believed that wisdom wasn't something you just possessed, but something you constantly worked toward. So how do we review our virtues in a Stoic way? Practical steps to review your virtues. Daily reflection. Someone sitting in a quiet room, thinking about their day. At the end of each day, reflect on your actions. Did you show wisdom in your decisions? Were you courageous when faced with fear? Did you act justly toward others? Were you temperate in your desires? Keep a virtue journal. Writing in a journal. Write down your reflections. Journaling is a powerful tool to track your progress and gain insights into your behavior over time. Set intentions for tomorrow. Someone making notes or setting reminders. Identify areas for improvement and set small, intentional goals for the next day. The goal isn't perfection but progress. Practice gratitude for virtuous acts, a person smiling or meditating. Celebrate moments where you did act virtuously. Gratitude helps reinforce positive behavior and builds resilience. Reviewing your virtues isn't about being hard on yourself or seeking perfection. It's about recognizing that we are all works in progress. The Stoics teach us that it's in this daily effort where real growth happens. By regularly reviewing your virtues, you not only become more aligned with Stoic principles, but you also develop a greater sense of purpose, resilience, and inner peace. So, tonight, before you go to bed, take a moment to review your day. Reflect on your virtues, your strengths, your areas for growth, and watch how it transforms your perspective on life. Remember, it's not about perfection, but about becoming a better version of yourself each day. Live with virtue, reflect with wisdom. Number 5. Engage in mindful breathing or meditation. In the chaos of our everyday lives, it can be easy to lose ourselves in distractions, noise, and stress. The Stoics, ancient philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, understood the importance of maintaining calm and control amidst external turmoil. One of the simplest yet most profound tools they advocated for was mindfulness. Mindful breathing and meditation are not just modern techniques. They are practices that align deeply with Stoic philosophy. These ancient thinkers believed in the power of controlling the mind and detaching from unnecessary external worries. At the heart of Stoicism is the idea of control, understanding what is within our control and what is not. Breathing, the act of focusing on the present moment, is one of the few things always under our control. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Engaging in mindful breathing or meditation helps you ground yourself in the present moment, free from the pull of anxiety over the future or regret over the past. As Stoics would say, it helps you focus on what truly matters, the now. How can you incorporate Stoic mindfulness into your day? It's simple. Start by sitting comfortably, closing your eyes, and taking deep, slow breaths. Focus on the sensation of your breath entering and leaving your body. Step-by-step visuals of mindful breathing techniques. 1. Breathe in through your nose, slowly, for a count of 4. 2. Hold for a count of 4. 3. Exhale gently through your mouth for another count of 4. 4. Repeat this cycle and focus on nothing but the rhythm of your breath. Mindful breathing helps you detach from the noise of the outside world and become fully present. The Stoics believed that by practicing such mindfulness, you can maintain tranquility and resilience no matter the situation. Stoicism teaches us that inner peace is not found by controlling the external, but by mastering the internal. Epictetus said, "Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems." By meditating on this idea, you train yourself to recognize when your mind is spiraling into unnecessary worry. Through mindful breathing and meditation, the Stoics teach us how to focus on what is truly within our control, our thoughts, our reactions, our breath. This simple practice has the power to transform how we face life's challenges. So next time life feels overwhelming, take a deep breath, return to the present moment, and remember, peace comes from within. Number 6. Gratitude practice. We often hear about gratitude as a tool for happiness. But for the Stoics, it was more than just a feel-good habit, it was a way of life. Gratitude in Stoic philosophy helps us align our mind with the natural order of the world, accepting what happens to us and finding value in every experience, whether it's pleasant or painful. Famous quote from Marcus Aurelius, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, often reflected on gratitude. To him, each day was a chance to appreciate life itself, regardless of external circumstances. The Stoics believed that focusing on what you can control leads to tranquility. Gratitude is about focusing on what you already have and not worrying about what you lack. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius wrote about being grateful for even the small things, like the morning light or the help of others. Gratitude also grounds us in the present moment. As Epictetus said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." By practicing gratitude, we shift our focus from external desires to the blessings we already possess. Practical Stoic gratitude practices. Morning reflection. When you wake up, remind yourself of the privilege it is to be alive. Reflect on the people, opportunities, and moments that make life worth living. Negative visualization. This might sound unusual, but the Stoics practiced imagining the loss of things they love, like their home, their job, or even people in their lives. By contemplating loss, you remind yourself to be thankful for what you have right now. It makes your appreciation deeper. Gratitude journal. At the end of the day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Sometimes it's the small moments that matter most. The Stoics believed that reflection leads to wisdom. Of course, it's not always easy to practice gratitude, especially in difficult times, But Stoicism teaches us that challenges are opportunities for growth. When life feels tough, reflect on how it's shaping your character. Seneca wrote, "A good character is the only guarantee of everlasting, carefree happiness. Even in hardship, there's always something to be grateful for." Peaceful background. Gratitude through the Stoic lens is not about ignoring the bad or pretending everything is perfect. It's about embracing life as it is, appreciating the highs and learning from the lows. In the end, gratitude leads to a more resilient and peaceful mind. And remember, take a moment today to reflect on what you're grateful for. It's one of the simplest and most profound practices you can start. Number 7. Affirm the dichotomy of control. Life often feels unpredictable, chaotic even. We face uncertainties, setbacks, and moments of doubt. Yet, there is an ancient philosophy that provides clarity amidst this chaos, Stoicism. At the heart of this philosophy lies a simple but powerful idea, the dichotomy of control. The Stoics believed that there are two categories of things in life, those that are within our control and those that are not. Simple, right? But profound in its implications. This idea was introduced by Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, in his famous work, The Enchiridion. Epictetus said, "Some things are in our control and others not. In our control are things like our opinions, our desires, and our actions. Out of our control are external events, other people's actions, and the outcomes of those actions." So what does this mean for us in our modern lives? The dichotomy of control invites us to focus only on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, and our choices. Everything else, whether it's the behavior of others, the outcome of an interview, or the traffic on the way to work, are things we cannot control. And because of this, we shouldn't allow them to disturb our peace. What we can control and what we can't control. Let's break it down. Here are examples of things we can control: our thoughts, our responses to situations, our personal goals, our level of effort. Now here's what we cannot control: other people's opinions. Natural disasters, political decisions, the past or future. When we affirm this dichotomy of control, we stop wasting energy on what is outside of our influence. Instead, we invest that energy into improving ourselves and our responses to life's challenges. This is true freedom, the Stoics argue, because we are no longer slaves to external events. Imagine how much lighter life feels when we accept that some things are out of our hands. Stress about the future fades when we realize we can't control it. Frustration with others disappears when we understand we cannot change them. All we can do is respond with virtue, with wisdom, courage, and patience. Practical steps to practice the dichotomy of control. How can you start applying this today? Here are a few practical tips. Pause and reflect. When faced with a problem, ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, let it go. Shift focus. Instead of obsessing over outcomes, focus on the effort and intention behind your actions. Practice. Acceptance. Embrace whatever life throws at you, knowing that you can always choose your response. Daily reminders. Use a journal or a simple affirmation. I will focus only on what is within my control. As you go about your day, remember that the dichotomy of control isn't about giving up. It's about choosing where to direct your energy. It's about realizing that your peace lies in your choices, not in the unpredictable world around you. Master what you can control, let go of what you can't. By affirming the dichotomy of control, we find serenity in accepting the uncontrollable and strength in mastering our own minds. This is the essence of Stoicism, a timeless philosophy that can guide us toward a life of purpose and peace. Number 8. Plan for challenges. Today we're diving into an ancient philosophy that can help you tackle everyday struggles like a pro, Stoicism. And specifically, how Stoicism teaches us to plan for challenges before they even happen. One of the key ideas in Stoicism is the concept of premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. Sounds pretty dark, right? But it's not. It's actually a very practical tool for life. So what does it mean? In simple terms, it's about mentally preparing yourself for challenges, setbacks, and difficulties before they happen. Instead of hoping for an easy ride, Stoics would envision potential problems so they could respond calmly and effectively when those problems arise. Think of it like this. When you mentally rehearse for challenges, you're less likely to get thrown off when life inevitably throws a curveball your way. Let's say you're about to give a big presentation. A Stoic would plan for things that could go wrong, technical issues, tough questions, maybe even forgetting a key point. By doing this, you train your mind to be flexible, and you won't be caught off guard when things don't go as expected. It's more about building resilience. Stoics didn't dwell on the negatives, they just recognized that life is full of unpredictability, and by acknowledging that, they could face life's challenges with a sense of calm. When you anticipate setbacks, you create mental space between yourself and the problem. This space is where emotional control lives. Rather than reacting impulsively, you have the chance to pause, breathe, and respond wisely. And that's where real strength lies, not in avoiding problems, but in handling them with grace. He who suffers before it is necessary suffers more than is necessary. Seneca, Stoic philosopher Seneca, put it perfectly. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. And if we've already visualized the worst, we're less likely to suffer when challenges arise. So, how can you apply this to your own life? Start by taking a few moments each day to think about upcoming challenges, whether it's a work project, a difficult conversation, or even just the stress of everyday life. Mentally walk through how you would deal with things going wrong, not to worry yourself, but to prepare yourself. And when those challenges come, you'll be ready. That's the power of Stoicism. It's not just philosophy, it's a practical guide to handling life's ups and downs. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom and practical life advice. And let me know in the comments, how do you plan for challenges in your life?